we've said we'd like to pay more tax. We get criticism for taxes, but we're following all of the rules as they are, and you just can't send in a check. And so reputationally, the question is, why don't you do more? Well, our answer, and the answer of many people who have been thinking about this, is we need comprehensive tax reform.
Motherfuckers, this is what, man, alright, you ready to watch me go off? Here we go. This pisses me the fuck off. We'd love to pay more taxes, but we're not allowed. Yet you guys shit on fucking Donald Trump for how many deductions he takes. When he's still following the same fucking rules you guys are, we'll shit on him because we don't like him. But we do the same thing. It's just, it's what we're allowed to do. Fuck you, man. Why don't you take all that extra money that you'd love to pay in taxes, and why don't you funnel that into more charitable organizations? Why don't you throw that fucking extra tax money that you wish you could pay into the fucking Red Cross? Or if you don't like them, maybe the Animal Protection League. Maybe throw it into fucking, Doctors Without Borders. If you really want to make the world a better place. What you motherfuckers make $1 trillion a year now? Isn't that what it is? Why don't you take 500 million, right? And pick 500 random fucking people who are Google users. All these googly motherfuckers you have around the globe. Why don't you pick 500 of them and just give them all $1 million? You can't do that? That would change somebody's life. Including the tax debt that they would fucking taking that kind of a fucking money. Dude, why don't you do that? There's any one of 1 million fucking things you can do to really legitimately make the world a better place. What's the combined net worth of all these fucking on this stage? That's a good question. Why don't you motherfuckers cap the wages at Google at 60 grand a year? I live off less than that. A lot less than that. A third less than that, I think. I live off of that. And I got a pretty fucking good life. I got a shelter, I got clothes, I'm well fed, off of 40 grand a year. Why don't you cap the wages at Google at 60 grand and say, look, the reason why we're doing that is because of the other 60 grand that we're not going to pay you annually, that goes to making the world a better place. No, you don't fucking do that shit. There's $1 billion probably sitting on that fucking stage right now. And you're sitting there going, oh, we wish we could pay more taxes. Well, you know what? There's all sorts of people looking for money. Go to GoFundMe and just throw somebody a couple of $100 grand. Why don't you go to GoFundMe and just max out fucking need for like X amount of people, up to X amount of dollars? Why don't you do that? Because you don't fucking want to. Because you're bullshit with your fucking statements. We're gonna try and change the world. We're here to help people around the world. But we only pay the taxes that we're allowed to pay. It's not like you can just write a check. Go fuck yourself. And you know what? Beyond that, all those charitable donations, they're deductible. Which means you'd save even more money on taxes. Which means you could give even more money to people who need it. Why don't you work on some homeless shelters? Where's the Google shelter? I've never heard of the Google shelter for homeless people. Where's the Google job placement company? There's a lot of people the world over that could use a lot of money that $1 trillion organization fucking makes. And what do? Well, we wish we could give more money. You max out at $6 grand. Go fuck yourselves.
That being said, that 15% rate that he threw out is a lot lower than what any Democrats or Republicans have previously proposed. And I frankly think it's too low because we need revenues so we can invest in this country and do things like infrastructure spend and education and healthcare, and the list goes on.
Why don't you go to hospitals and say, hey, we'd like to know who it is that you have that's, why don't you go to a fucking hospital and say, everybody on the cancer wing, we're just going to foot their fucking bill. Yeah, I know some people have insurance, some people don't. Fuck it, we're just going to foot their bill. Why don't you do that? You can do that. Why can't you do that? Just go to people who have cancer and say, you have cancer. We're going to pay your bills for you. You don't have to worry about this because we're a good charitable organization. We do things for people. You don't fucking do that, do you? No, because it would cost you additional money. And it's not money that people are taking from you, so why bother giving it away? Fucking assholes, every one of you. You all sit there and act like, oh, we really wish we could do more for people. Guess what, bitch? You can. You just don't. And why? You're not in the business of altruism. You're in the business of making money. Don't fucking pretend like there's no way that you could possibly give more money to the infrastructure or whatnot. Man, fucking assholes. You're all just fucking assholes. You really think we're that fucking stupid, don't you? I mean, the people in your audience are obviously that fucking stupid. But we're not that fucking stupid. Again, we need to go back to the bubble question. The first question asked was the only question that should be addressed for the entire 35 minutes that I've got queued up here.
So I'd say comprehensive tax reform is good. It would be nice if it got to be a sensible level so we can do things for the people who actually need us to invest in them.
Man, fuck you.
Okay, are we amplifying people's existing beliefs through our personalization algorithms?
Dude, seriously. They give half-ass... Don't even fucking read the whole goddamn question. They just don't take it seriously. Because it's bringing up some real shit. I'm going to read the question for you. YouTube and other feeds show you what algorithms think you want to see. In doing so, we amplify our existing beliefs and are blind to what the other half of the world thinks. What can we do to prevent our world from becoming more polarized in our opinions and ignorant of others? That's a damn good question. That's a damn good question. And what does he say? Polarizing and algorithms and beliefs. Fuck it, man, just assholes.
There is a lot of talk underway, and it's a particular question being asked outside of social media as well, and so obviously YouTube is a big part of it. I think I would like to see a bit more, scientific and data-based and empirical work around this to understand what's happening.
Let me explain it to you, Sundar. Within the last couple of years, you guys really amped up the personalization stuff. And within the last couple of years, you guys got everything completely fucking wrong. You totally lost touch with everything. It's obvious. It's more obvious than anything else in the world. It's more obvious than if I hit this person in the fucking eye really good and square, will they get a black eye? It's more obvious than that. We've never had the question of bubbles. It's a brand new fucking term. Why do you think it's a brand new term? Confirmation bias. I've never heard of that before this last election. All of these things I've never heard of before in my life. You don't think maybe YouTube consistently pushing in front of your face only the things you look up? Maybe if people are looking up political things and then YouTube consistently pushes in front of their face only the political side that they're looking at, you don't think maybe your attempt at brainwashing one side has actually gone to brainwash both sides? You don't think maybe? Fuck it. You guys are the byproduct of it. This entire meeting is the byproduct of it. How do you not see that?
Hillary won the low-income vote. In fact, people under $100,000 support Hillary and over $100,000 support Trump.
Yeah, and you think that's just, well, rich people go with the rich guy and poor people go with the good Samaritan. No, the poor people are going with the person who will give them the most handouts. And the rich people are going with the guy who's going to give them the best ability to provide the poor people with jobs. like, I don't understand how this is so complex. It's the really, 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 really rich people, like all these motherfuckers up on this stage, that provide all the jobs to the poor people. Right? That's why we've seen such a huge job boom. You think that shit happens on fucking accident? Do you think that somehow Donald Trump made a deal with the devil and now all of a sudden there's all these jobs? Or do you think maybe it had to do with the tax cuts? You know, Obama hammered fucking businesses with 8 years worth of taxes, and now all of a sudden Donald Trump has lessened those taxes and we have this huge job boom. Is it magic how that happens?
Are we going to build back doors and give over keys? The answer has been no. The answer continues to be no.
Now this is actually a thing that, like, I have something to say about. If it's criminals, if it's suspected criminal activity, if it's suspected terrorist activity, motherfucker, I think you should allow people to look through. If you're suspected of a terrorist attack or if you're suspected of criminal activity, during an investigation, you kind of lose your right to privacy. You know? Like, I get it, there are people wrongly accused and so on and so forth, and we have to be careful against, like, oh, this person's Muslim, so we suspect him of terrorism. Like, I don't like the idea of that. I don't. But at the same time, if there's good probable cause, motherfucker, build that back door and give that key to somebody responsible who's impartial enough, right? Which is tricky because so many of our elected officials, actually our unelected officials, our FBI and CIA, they're not really so impartial anymore. But impartiality should continue to be a thing as far as justice is concerned. And if there's nothing going on there, then we should pay attention to the fact that, you know, maybe they got some fucking weird this or that or the other thing, but, you know, they were suspected of this, and we're not going to fucking try them for the social bullshit. We're just going to say, we looked through their stuff, we didn't see what we were looking for, we're going to fucking move on with our lives. We're going to look for the really bad people. This hardline stance of, no, we're going to uphold everybody's privacy no matter what we think they're going to do, I think that's going to turn around and bite them in the ass someday. And it's going to be a sad fucking day when it happens. A really fucking sad day.
You know, Podesta forwarded the fish to like their IT guy who said, oh yeah, this is serious. You should go type your password in the box. That was probably the wrong hire for an IT guy, but...
Well, when you hire people based on race or gender instead of merit, you know, these are the problems you run into. Trolling. Dude, like... I don't know. Sometimes, like, I still... I still have confidence in the American people. It's getting more and more difficult year after year after year. But me personally, I still have confidence in the American people. Like, I don't think... I think it's going a different way now. I think that the higher educated people are getting more and more stupid. And the quote-unquote lower educated people are just getting smarter. I think there's a cognitive shift in... God, how do I even put this? This is pretty deep for me with as many Four Locos in as I'm at. Like, the people who are higher educated are being educated on horseshit and dogma, right? And that becomes all of their knowledge. All they know is horseshit and dogma. And the quote-unquote lower educated people, they're more centered in realism. You know what I mean? Like, they understand I think it's getting easier for the common man to see through the bullshit, because the bullshit has gotten to a point now where they hire educated people, the people propagating all the bullshit, they're not as good as doing it anymore. It's not as clever. They have no clever. There's no clever people that are involved in it. It's all very blatant. And I think that the common man is able to pick up on the blatancy a hell of a lot easier now. So I think that the quote-unquote lower educated people, the people that these motherfuckers want to say, oh, it's all you dummies. All us dummies, we're seeing through your bullshit because it's getting easier and easier because you're far less intelligent about hiding it. Like, I think that's what's going on. I don't know. I don't even remember what the fuck I was going to say here. But I think that's a good point.
So I think there's like a huge set of issues here all wrapped up in one question. I don't think we can cover it in all one go, but I think we should be more thoughtful about it.
I mean, look, I think it's good. I think, it's, Sergey said it, this is a deep issue. I think over time, as we are definitely in the role, it's our core mission to help users discover information.
Yeah, but that's the problem, man. You want to help people discover the information that you like. You don't want to help people discover information. Like, the internet should have been such a tool for everybody. Like Ken was talking about. Zealot fucking Ken. Like he was talking about with the wall and the square and all that bullshit. What I don't think Ken understands is the square was a place where everybody kind of went to just kind of throw out their ideas. You know what I mean? And everybody went and threw out their ideas. And some ideas people were like, what? And they got laughed out of the fucking square because they were stupid ideas. Not because people didn't like them. Not because people disagreed. Not because, we just don't agree with that, so fuck all that. It wasn't that. It was, all right, fine. We'll think about that. And we'll rationalize that out. And then everybody would kind of get together and think about all the ideas and rationalize them out and go, see? Do you see now why your idea is fucking stupid? All right, now go away. Like, it kind of was that type of a thing. We thought about all of the ideas. Nowadays, ideas are just fucking rejected out of hand. And you think that's still the square?